So verifying trig identities. Here's the first one. Remember that everything that we're doing has got to be from, in this case, page 469, right? Where we're looking at the tangent and cotangent identities, the reciprocal identities, the Pythagorean identities, and the even-odd identities. If not, it's really hard to be able to do this. So if you're watching this as a video and you're trying to figure out why am I doing what I'm doing, I'm looking at all these, they're called the fundamental identities, the fundamental trigonometric identities. So that's what we're looking at. So the first thing I'm going to remind you is that if we're asked to verify a trig identity or to establish an identity, Alex, it's almost always a left-hand side. And what that means is that we can manipulate the left-hand side as much as we want to make it match the right-hand side, but we can't manipulate both sides. Is that all right? Okay, so here I'm going to use a reciprocal identity. Cosecant of theta is the same as 1 over, good, 1 over sine theta. So 1 over sine theta here. This multiplication sign is this one, and obviously cosine theta is cosine theta over 1. And if I multiply 1 times cosine, I get cosine theta over sine theta is equal to cotan theta. Why is this true? In your book, it's called a quotient identity. Oftentimes, it's just called the tan or cotan identities. But either way, so I'll call this a quotient identity. So quotient ID, and that's what I'm going to rest on. Is that okay? Okay. So then the next one was secant theta times sine theta is equal to tan theta. Same thing, isn't it? Secant theta is what? 1 over cosine, remember to write theta, times sine theta over 1 is equal to tan theta. And we get sine theta over cosine theta is tan theta. And the same thing you said before, Ms. Carls, it's a quotient identity, isn't it? Or just the tan identity. So if you don't mind, I'm going to call this one the tan identity, tan ID, which is exactly the same as saying a quotient identity. Is that all right? And then this is number 21, isn't it? What do we know about this? Yep.
It's the same as opposite tangent squared.
Right. This comes from the negative formulas, and in your book it comes from the even-odd identities. And what it says is, what the rule is that we have, that we've memorized, is that tan of negative theta is the same as opposite tan theta, right? So we're going to claim that. Is that okay? So we're going to get 1. This plus sign right here is this one right here. But I'm going to take this, I'm going to insert this identity and take negative tan theta and then do what with the whole thing? Squared. And if you square a negative number, you get a positive. Good job, you guys. You get a positive, and therefore we have 1 plus tan squared theta is equal to secant squared theta, and this is what? Right. This is a Pythag ID, so all you have to write is Pythag ID. You can write Pythagorean, but your professor won't care. Is that good? Not bad, right? Good job. Good job, good job, good job, good job.